What's up, guys? Today was the agency merge, and it was a lot of fires to put out, but we actually solved it pretty quickly and handled it pretty well, to my surprise. We had pretty much the whole entire Go High Level team on. They are absolutely awesome. They're pretty much all the developers hopped on to help us with this, just our scenario, and man, they really do provide that over the top support. And now I love their company even more. So we completed everything. Now we're on one agency, which is amazing. It relieves a lot of stress, really. Now I'm gonna be calling churned customers probably in the next week or so, offering a 2-month free offering to join back. We're holding ourselves pretty accountable for our lack of support. It's not that our system doesn't actually work, it's just getting people on board and having them use it is the hardest part. Getting them to actually adopt the system is actually harder than them to actually produce results from it. Everyone who actually uses the system actually gets deals from it. So we really are trying to push for more user adoption. Only 30% of our entire user database actually uses the software to its actual capabilities, which is actually pretty high, because I think industry average is actually only 10%, but it depends on the model. So we lost a ton of people. Not the greatest part, but we lost a ton of people. And but just over the year we've churned a ton of people. Our customer support wasn't there. Our customer fulfillment issues were very abundant, and we're just overall very experienced as far as doing this business. So even though I may have hired ninjas to do this, I didn't guide them to the right place because, well, I didn't know everything about running a SaaS company because I was a wholesaler, and I was kind of just I had to figure everything out on my own almost, and I obviously can't forget to credit Jamil for a lot of it. He's helped a lot of strategic partnerships and just business acumen in general. I tend to be more of the new instead of doing just what we've done and then just doing it better. I honestly I don't hate it, but customer support stuff, customer fulfillment stuff, and all this stuff that I really have not a lot of interest in, because it's just not my forte. My favorite thing to do is build real estate systems, and testing them out and them actually working. That's my favorite thing to do, is where I build something and it actually works. Especially when I build something great, like Astro Blaster, but making it user friendly while making the product very effective is something that I have had a lot of trouble with. The team has had a lot of trouble with. So that last year was great, amazing, but it was very bumpy towards the quarter 3 and quarter 4. This quarter, we're starting off pretty strong. So I'm excited about this quarter. So we have Offer Blaster in the works. We have an alpha version coming out for AI Fault Identifier. We need to pretty much fix our AI message spinner. We need to get something out for that as soon as possible. Offer Blaster, we're kind of just waiting right now on. We really need to continue to follow up with the team at high level to get that feature built out so the system can actually be possible. Because right now the system's actually impossible to be done without that action in place. But it's fine because this allows us to beta test the initial features before, I guess, rolling out the 2.0, which has the follow-up mechanisms in place. So that's the goal there. And once we've kind of built that out, like, that's going to succeed 100%. Like, if I build an automated offer system that automatically follow-ups with offers, that's amazing. That's something that any wholesaler needs, not just if you're doing, I mean, pretty much anyone who does MLS outreach, which is a lot of people. So we're doing that. That's something that is being built. And then Dispo is the next project that I'm working on. The biggest features from there are really the startup, I guess, idea is buyer filtration, a buyer filtration system, a deal text generator, and really those are the two biggest ones, the two biggest needle movers. The thing I learned today from the Go High Level team was communication was really like, I guess, a noticeable was something that really stood out with them was when a team member needed another team member, it was and like, I guess if they knew it was urgent, everything else would drop and then they would join the call immediately. There was no waiting, there was none of that. And that really if I'm calling for you, I guess, unless I say it's like urgent, what they did was, like, I don't know, like, people, he's like, let me just get this guy in here, and then literally 5-10 seconds later he joins in. And that's speed I've never really seen before in regular companies. It would take sometimes a fucking day to get someone on the same call as us. So that's something I noticed. And what I noticed as well was they were, for this case specifically, we were more, we were like a reactive / proactive type of, we went with that type of approach, which was reactive and proactive at the same time. So we waited for people to actually report the problems, and then we'd try to notice like patterns from there and then fix them head on as a team. So I found that out, like, I find that to be super interesting, and it's something that I'm actually thinking about replicating in our business, is how they approach problems, is that they really prioritize the big major items, the big obstacles, before they worry about the little stuff. So they attack the biggest problems head on first, and then they worry about the much littler, is that a word? Problems. So they put a huge emphasis on prioritization and making sure that projects are being prioritized how they should be prioritized. So that's something I really noticed from them. And I guess what we can take of it is just making sure that we draw those lines with, this is priority, this is what we should put all our focus to. And if we put it into a team effort and a team, like the amount of focus in a team at a team level, then they can solve the problem. And literally, like, the two biggest problems were like phone numbers were disconnected from accounts, and there's still some problems, but we solved 80% of the problems that were the big, I guess, needle movers. And also, a lot of the data told us that we really need to track customer metrics a lot more and keep them a lot more accountable. And what they do is that they don't just take ideas. They take the idea, but they don't just like run with the idea. They break down the idea into actionable steps to actually complete, and then they do task 1, task 2, and then boom, 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 and then these ideas are getting done one by one. And it may look slow, but over time, they're completing a lot more tasks efficiently and effectively. So they're very great with that, and we have learned a lot with working with them. So I just arrived to the gym. I'm gonna head in right now. So just got done with the Jimmy. Not a terrible workout. Damn, we got two G-Wagons aligned to each other. So this is why you gotta be in networks like this. It's like, this shit normal here, So, and then you get this Mini Cooper guy, or Fiat. No hate, he's probably fucking rich as hell. And you got Jeff Bezos driving a fucking Toyota. I don't know, some really janky Toyota, but his company was worth like fucking billions. That brings into the topic of the more wealthy someone is. Now, this is not a rule, but most of the time, the more wealthy someone is, the less dressed they will be. Like, they don't have to show up in a fucking suit for that people to know that they're the shit. They just are the shit. And other people talk about you for you.